Hello, before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we met today, the Woiwurrung and Bunurong people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to the elder past, present, and emerging. Today, Group 1 from Stream 3 is proud to present our industry partner report for Streetside Medics. Our presentation will walk you through our extensive design thinking journey, from deep stakeholder empathy to an evidence backed, validated solution design to tackle the organization's most pressing scaling bottleneck. Our collaborative team consists of Aiko, Tom, Mia, Jake, and myself. Throughout this project, we have worked across primary and secondary research, service design prototyping, and user testing to build a comprehensive strategic roadmap for industry partners. Streetside Medics delivers extraordinary mobile GP led care across New South Wales and Victoria. However, as CEO Nick Brown pointed out to us, scaling up isn't limited by funding or patient demand. It is limited by staffing quality and workforce growth. The challenge, fragmentation between mobile outreach and public hospitals, makes continuous care challenging, while missing identification and fear of social stigma block patient access. Surging demand from the housing crisis faces unstable short term funding, while severe gaps in volunteer recruitment and changing weekly rosters cause extreme emotional burnout. In assignment 1, each team member independently researched streetside medics from a different lens: patient experience, volunteer recruitment, healthcare data, and operational safety. All 5 reports surface the same root problem. Streetside medics' volunteer workforce is breaking down at every stage: discovery, onboarding, and retention. Key findings are that 50% of qualified professionals have never heard of streetside medics. GP led mobile vans run on a single lead GP, and no CPD recognition or structured onboarding exists. This project united our 5 perspectives, revealing that no single fix would solve the pipeline, leading us to reframe the challenge entirely. I now hand over to Jake to take us through the secondary research.
Thank you, Tashu. We start our approach with secondary research. According to OneWest, over 122,000 Australia experienced homelessness in 2023. And to meet this need, SSM relies heavily on a workforce around 40 qualified medical volunteers running 14 clinics a week. Research shows that non-profit healthcare groups face a permanent struggle, emotional burnout, and confusing onboarding training cause volunteers to quit early. For SSM, retaining this specialized expert is a crucial operation necessity. To understand the main reason behind SSM recruitment challenges, we conducted primary research through interview, survey, on-site observation, and user journey mapping, and found out 4 key themes. First, SSM is quite invisible within medical networks, limiting awareness and recruitment. Second, difficulty in onboarding process causes candidates to quit before reaching clinics. Third, many GPs feel unsupported due to unclear insurance benefits, a lack of professional development recognition, and emotional support. Finally, the workforce is thin and rely heavily on a single lead GP per clinic. These insights directly inform the solutions we develop, and Mia will talk us through the analysis tools.
Thanks, Jakes. To synthesize our primary research, we translate our raw fieldwork into a comprehensive empathy map and develop our target practitioner persona, Dr. Alice Curtin. Visually, the empathy map highlights a profound internal tensions experienced by a local healthcare professional. On one hand, they say they feel deeply inspired and driven by social impact to deliver dignified care directly to the community. On the other hand, they are highly time poor and feel deeply worried about unpredictable street safety, chaotic onboarding administrative frictions, and ambiguous medical legal risk. Mapping out this explicit emotional reality makes us realize the critical structural truth. We need to design a precise, reassuring leverage point that directly mitigates Alex's specific pain points, systematically strengthening his journey from the exact moment he interacts with our brand online to his physical shift on the street. This led us to our core reframe challenge. How might we amplify street-side medical professional recruitment, engagement, and onboarding strategy to ensure a scalable workforce? Tom will now discuss our ideation process.
Thanks, Mia. To address our how might we statement, we begin with brainwriting. Each of our 5 members independently generated 10 ideas. This produced around 250 raw ideas, which we consolidated into 50 distinct solutions. From there, we narrowed down these solutions through independent color-coded voting in Excel, selecting the 10 strongest concepts. Finally, we applied a bug matrix, evaluating all 10 ideas against 7 key criteria and benchmarking each against Streetside Medic's current baseline, surfacing our top 3. So far, our evaluation produced 3 distinct high-impact conceptual directions. The first is a LinkedIn-driven alumni storytelling pipeline designed to capture medical impact through real human narratives. Benefits of these include, firstly, medical alumni share authentic stories that bring the volunteer experience to life. Second, targeted recruitment campaigns address safety concerns directly, building the trust needed to attract and retain more healthcare professionals. To make this more concrete, we advanced our low fidelity sketches into high fidelity digital prototypes, as you can see on the screen. On the left is our campaign mockup. On the right, you can see how potential recruits, someone like our persona Alex, would actually experience this in their feed. They encounter a genuine first person story from an active alumni volunteer like Dr. Sarah, creating an immediate emotional connection to SSM's mission. Alongside these alumni stories, dedicated recruitment posts explicitly communicate SSM's support structures, de escalation training, safety protocols, and insurance pathways, addressing the practical concerns that often stop healthcare professionals from taking that first step. Back to you, Mia, for our second idea.
Thanks, Tom. Our second idea is to strengthen SSM volunteer workforce by assigning dedicated GPs to new recruits and integrating former patients who have successfully transitioned through the SSM program. To sustain a long-term commitment, we will host annual formal appreciation night and award certificates. The benefits include building trust by leveraging both GP and ex-patient unique lived experience and recognize the dedications of both staff and ex-patients, creating a culture where contribution is celebrated and volunteers feel valued enough to stay. The digital onboarding welcome pack immediately structure a new volunteer transition. This helped our target personnel Alex know what to expect. One of his pain points include uncertainty on work shift and desire more overall support. It lays their exact first shift details and instantly pairs them with an experienced peer mentor to remove their own isolation. Additionally, based on user testing, we iterate this pack with directly addressed real street anxiety. To combat the emotional burnout identified in our secondary research, we designed a formal recognition framework. Instead of just checking administration metrics, this certificate formally celebrates major milestones. By presenting this integrated touchpoint, we'll shift SSM culture into one of the deep structural appreciation where a volunteer feels both completely protected and genuinely valued enough to stay long term. Now to our final idea to Jake.
Thank you, Mia. Our third idea is partnering with certified psychologists to provide monthly mental health check for volunteers and using online specialists to monitor patient behavior during treatment. This creates a stronger support network for volunteers while improving early identification and referral of patients needing mental health care. This prototype works by partnering SSM with certified psychologists who provide regular volunteer check-ins and support sessions for volunteers. Volunteers can talk to professionals after difficult experiences and receive guidance when needed. Psychologists can also help identify patients who might need mental health support and refer them to suitable services. This approach improves volunteer well-being, increases retention, and help provide safer and more supportive care for patients. Now to echo on our chosen solution.
Thanks, Jake. So, what did we decide on? Our finalized solution combines two key ideas: LinkedIn alumni storytelling and appreciation nights. LinkedIn strengthens recruitment through authentic alumni stories and ongoing digital engagement, while appreciation nights enhance onboarding and volunteer engagement. Former patients and alumni will share their experiences, and dedicated GPs will be recognized with certificates. Together with a welcome pack for new volunteers, this approach improves recruitment, increases retention, and helps build a sustainable, scalable GP workforce for street-side medics. From a DBF lens, this strategy stands strong and is financially efficient. The model requires a minimal one-off launch cost of just $1,100 to hire freelance creators for our media assets, and a low annual recurring cost of $3,740 to host the volunteer appreciation nights and print certificates. Because digital distribution carries no platform costs, the cost per acquisition of a high-value GP drops drastically over time as the flywheel activates. To ensure our final recommendation was evidence-based, we mapped the top ideas on a impact effort matrix. This allowed us to evaluate not only potential impact, but also the resources required for implementation. As you can see, most of our strongest concepts are in the high impact category, with two key ideas: LinkedIn and appreciation nights, positioned as major projects. While they require greater effort, they offer the greatest long-term value. This strategic analysis helped us prioritize solutions that are both meaningful and sustainable for street-sized medics' future workforce needs. Finally, by shifting focus from operational challenges to the volunteer journey, we recommend implementing the pipeline to community model, a self-sustaining flywheel that attracts, onboards, retains, and recognizes medical professionals, turning every retained volunteer into a future recruiter. Through alumni storytelling on LinkedIn, structured onboarding, mentoring, and formal recognition, street-side medics can secure GPs rapidly, minimize onboarding friction, and build lasting organizational loyalty. Most importantly, this creates a self-recruiting alumni network that continuously grows SSM's most critical asset, its people. All of this is launched with a highly accessible upfront budget, with the overall cost per hire steadily diminishing as our network effects take over. Our solution answers our how might we statement by creating a scalable, sustainable workforce that can continue delivering care to Australia's most vulnerable communities. Thank you, and we welcome your questions.